So you've made it to the fourth part of this four-part video series. In the first video, we figured out our cost to the consumer. This is what the end user or the person who's buying your product from the retailer is going to pay for your product. Then we figured out our cost to the retailer, which is what we sell our product to the retailer for. And then downstream from that, we calculate our cost to the distributor. And now we're going to calculate our fourth and final cost, which is our cost of production. This is going to be the most important calculation that we do because it's essentially going to let us know whether or not we can actually produce our product. Now, once you do these calculations and at the end, you figure out what you have to make your product for in order to be profitable, you may find out that, your ingredients and your production costs and stuff like this are too much and you won't be able to hit this target, or that they're within range and you're going to be profitable selling this product. So the reason we did this calculation and all these calculations actually is to figure out ahead of time if we're even going to be able to be profitable and sell our product in a way that we can actually grow our business and expand our business and not go bankrupt. So let's do a little recap of what we did so far. So first, we calculated our cost to the consumer. Now, when I say calculate, I mean we did more of market research, and we went to a few different stores, and we figured out we're selling beef jerky in 3 or 4 different stores. They were selling it for $8, $9, $11, $12, and we figured out that the average or median cost of this was $10 for our bag of beef jerky that we're selling. And in order to be competitive, we decided to price ours at $10 as well. So downstream from that, we figured out our cost to the retailer. Now, this says cost to the distributor, but this is cost to retailer. So we figured out our cost to the retailer, and that was based on our cost to the consumer. So we took our $10 originally that we figured that we're going to sell our product for, and we said that the retailer is going to require a 40% margin. So we multiplied that $10 and got a $4 profit for the retailer, meaning that the retailer must make at least $4 on this product for it to be a product that they can sell and that they would consider even putting on their shelves. Because they need to make a profit themselves. So we said $10 minus $4 is $6, which means that the retailer must buy our product for $6 in order to sell the product for $10 and make a $4 profit and be happy. Downstream for that, we were planning for the future. So we said, as we expand our product and as we expand our business and we want to get into different states and possibly even different countries, we're going to need a distributor in order to be able to facilitate that growth. So because we're going to need a distributor down the line, we decided that we're going to actually cost in this distributor into our pricing strategy. So how did we do that? We took the cost to the retailer, which was $6. We multiplied it by 0.3, which is going to be 30%, or the margin that we're going to give the distributor out of the $6 in order for them to be able to make a profit and be happy as well. So $6 multiplied by 0.3, which is 30%, gives us $1.80. So this is going to be our distributor profit, or the amount of money that the distributor is going to keep off every unit that they sell. So we took our $6, which is the cost of the retailer, minus the $1.80, which is the distributor profit, and we figured out our distributor cost was going to be $4.20 here. So this means that we have to sell our product to the distributor for $4.20 in order for them to sell it to the retailer for $6 and make a profit of $1.80 in the process. Then our retailer is going to buy the product from the distributor at $6, sell it to the consumer for $10, and make a $4 profit in the meantime. So this is how the tiers go up. Everybody along the line must eat, and they all have a little different percentage of how much they're going to have to keep in order to facilitate their kind of distribution or putting your products on their shelves. This is the cost of doing business. So the last thing we're going to calculate is actually, here, let's just copy this. It's going to be our production costs. So let's write that down. Cost of production. Now, how do we calculate our cost of production? So our cost of production, changes to 14. So our cost of production is basically going to be what it is going to cost us in order for us to produce our product. So when we calculate this cost of production, we're essentially saying that all the ingredients that we use, all the packaging that we use, all the electricity and the labor and everything that we use, or the cost of goods that we use to produce this one product or one bag of beef jerky, must be within our cost of production, or at our cost of production or lower, in order for us to make a profit. So we're going to see if our product is even viable to be sold, to all these distributors and retailers, and is it going to even make us a profit? So in order for us to be profitable as a manufacturing company, we ourselves need a 50 to 60% margin, meaning that whatever we sell our products to the distributor for, 50 to 60% of that must be profit for us. And there's a big reason for that, because you're not just, that 50 to 60% isn't going to go into your pocket. You also are going to have costs of your facility, like I do here, right? The rent of the facility, the maintenance, the upkeep, the insurance costs, the costs of keeping the property clean, and things like this, electricity costs, gas costs, heating costs, things like this, right? So all this is going to be cut out from your margin. Now, the way you're going to calculate your margin is actually just going to be on your ingredients and cost of production. We're not going to include all our fixed costs of the business, but eventually your fixed costs are going to have to come out of your profits, because that's the only place they can come out of. So this is why you're going to require a relatively high margin of 50 to 60%. Now, at the end of the day, what you, again, put in your pocket, or the profit you keep, won't be 50 to 60%. It might be somewhere between 15 and 20%, or maybe 30%, because there's going to be lots more costs that you're going to have to factor in out of that 50 to 60% just to keep your business running. For example, there's times you're going to be slow. For maybe a month or two, you're not getting any sales or very little sales, but the heating still needs to be on, but the electricity needs to be on, the water needs to be on, right? You're still paying rent. You might be paying employees. All this kind of stuff is going to eat into your margins. So let's start calculating here. So how are we going to start this? Well, we're going to start it from our last tier, which is the cost of the distributor. So cost to the distributor we calculated was $4.20. Now, because we're going to require a 50 to 60% margin, we're again going to calculate this on the higher end, 60% margin. So 0.6. So $4.20 multiplied by 0.6, or 60%, is going to give us $2.52. This is going to be your profit in dollar value, which means that when you sell your product to the distributor for $4.20, you will be keeping $2.52 of that $4.20 as profit. That's going to be coming into your business as profit. So, in order to calculate our production cost now, cost to the distributor, again, which was $4.20, we're going to subtract our profit, which is $2.52, and we are going to be left with $1.68. So this is going to be our cost, or our production cost. Production cost. What this essentially means, if you really think about it, is that when you sell a bag of beef jerky for $10, that bag of beef jerky cannot cost you more than $1.68. I know you may think this is crazy, like, oh my God, you're selling a bag of beef jerky for almost like 7-8 times or 6 times what it costs you to produce. But you're not selling it directly to the consumer, right? They're not coming to your shop or your house to buy it directly from you. If this was the case, yeah, you may be able to sell that bag of beef jerky for, $3, $4, and be happy with your 50, 60% profit. However, this industry doesn't work like that, right? You need to make the product, so you have the production costs. then you need to sell your product to a distributor and have a profit in between there. The distributor needs to sell to the retailer and they need to have a profit. Then the retailer sells to the end consumer and then they need to have a profit. This is the only way this system works if you want to actually grow your product past your house or your local block in your city. Yeah, you can go around farmers markets and stuff like this and forget the retailer, forget the distributor, and make something from a commercial kitchen that you rent and sell it to some farmers markets or on the side of the street or something like that. But you're never going to be able to expand that into a national product, into multi-store grocery chains. You need to structure it in this way. And trust me, all products that are on the shelves follow a similar costing strategy. So again, from the top, the product costs $10 to the end consumer. We're selling it to the retailer for $6 and they're making a $4 profit. The distributor is selling that product to the retailer for $6. Okay, hold on. So let's start this from the bottom and work our way up. Let's see how these numbers start to play out as we get higher and higher in the supply chain. It costs us $1.68 to make the product. Then we sell it to our distributor for $4.20 and we keep $2.52. The distributor in turn sells it to the retailer for $6 and they keep $1.80. The retailer then sells it to the consumer and they keep $4. So the way we've calculated this ensures that everybody who's going to be working with us or our partners in this business are going to make a profit. And you have to do this in order to be successful and grow your business. So majority of entrepreneurs always make this mistake. Well, when I say entrepreneurs, I'm talking about people who are trying to start a food business because they look at their production costs. Okay, it cost me $2, $3 to make this product and I'm going to sell it for $6, $7 and great, I make double or 2.5 times. And they're just thinking from production cost to end consumer. They're forgetting the retailer and they're forgetting the distributor. And this is why 95% of food businesses never end up expanding, because they did not calculate these different tiers or these different costs for different people that need to be involved in the supply chain in order for you to grow your product to a national or international level even, right? So now what do you do with this number, this $1.68? This $1.68 number is the dollar amount that you need to be able to hit or be under for you to be profitable. So when we're making the beef jerky, the meat that we buy, the spices that we use, the ovens or smoking machines or the drying machines that we use, the labor costs that we use, everything, the transportation, whatever is costing to make this product, not including electricity and heating and rent and stuff like that, which are fixed costs. All of the cost of goods that are required to make this product cannot be above $1.68, or the rest of this supply chain does not work. If you do your costing for this product and you figure out, okay, it's going to cost me $2.05 to make this bag of beef jerky, you won't be able to sell it for $10, I'm sorry to say, to the end consumer. So this is why this exercise is extremely important, and this is going to be one of the most important video series that I make. It may sound a little boring, but this is going to be the core of your business. So if you need to go over these videos a few times and really understand how the tier system works and how the whole supply chain works, and good luck in costing your products.